What I'm learning now about divorce is like it's smart to have a divorce coach that might help you with your divorce lawyer, a mortgage, specialist, an expert, and that while it might be a little money up front, it could save you tons of money and peace of mind versus just
Yeah.
letting your divorce lawyer handle everything. Hey, welcome to the WTF Divorce podcast. My name is Rob Roseman. On this show, we talk about everything divorce, whether you're thinking about divorce, going through it, or figuring out life after. Divorce, co-parenting, dating. We cover it all and break it into short clips so it's easy for you to find and learn from. If you want more help, head on over to WTFdivorce.com. Thanks for listening. On to today's show. Real quick, let's talk about the sponsor. Today's WTF Divorce episode is brought to you by Soberlink. If you're going through a divorce and custody case involving alcohol, Soberlink is the solution for you. More on Soberlink at the end of the show. Now, on to today's episode. So it sounds like you work with people that are in all stages, thinking about it, going through it, towards the end of it, long after. Is there a ideal time that somebody should talk to a mortgage broker?
Yeah, I think just depending on the situation, you're either going to talk to the mortgage broker right before you go to the divorce attorney, or once you're sitting with your divorce attorney and then you kind of come up with a game plan of who's going to stay in the home, that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Then call up someone that you trust that can sit and go through it with you and come up with a plan that's going to work for everybody and to just get you into the next chapter in your life, with as little stress and trauma as possible.
Mm-hmm.
And that's really what I focus on with each time I have a couple going through a divorce. It's really important to me now more than ever because I've been through it. And, I did my own mortgages when I got divorced. I did my ex-husband's, he purchased, and I did my refinance. And then I remember thinking to myself, I'm so overwhelmed with everything on my to-do list to get this finalized that I can't imagine if I wasn't in control of this part of it, because this is how you exit, really, one person's leaving. So
Mm-hmm.
if you can't get that done efficiently, where all parties are in agreement, it can be really stressful,
Mm-hmm.
like losing sleep stressful. So I do my best to relate to that and to get it done as fast as possible. And just like I said, with as little trauma to both parties as possible.
Mm-hmm. And it sounds like having a team, which I didn't know during my divorce. It's basically, you always think, you just hire a divorce attorney, you pay them out the wazoo, and you trust them with everything. What I'm learning now about divorce is like it's smart to have a divorce coach that might help you with your divorce lawyer, a mortgage, specialist, an expert, and that while it might be a little money up front, it could save you tons of money and peace of mind versus just letting your divorce lawyer handle everything.
Right. Or not handling anything. And I've had that all the time too. People are not referred to me by their divorce attorney, referred to me by a friend or, their realtor or whoever gets them my name. They're just giving them, hey, you need to do a refinance. You need to They don't know what they're doing. And
Mm-hmm.
a lot of times, in a marriage, one person handles the finances, not always, but from my experience, most of the time when I speak to spouses, there's one person that's in charge of the stuff. The other person might know about it, but they're not handling the, minutia of the finances.
Mm-hmm.
So that's overwhelming in itself, having one of the spouses having all of this, applying for a mortgage. They don't know any of the terms. They're so stressed and completely overwhelmed by, just a simple payment term or anything. So I will walk them through that. I work with first-time home buyers. That's really my number one clientele is a first-time home buyer. So I'm used to all the questions. I can do it in my sleep, so I take the time to go through it, especially if someone's sensitive to not knowing the information, because then they feel empowered, especially if they haven't handled the finances. They don't want to come off as, being ignorant. They want to know what they're getting themselves into. They're buying a home,
Mm-hmm.
so it's definitely a pretty crazy time to be in, and I think having the right people in place, like you were saying, the team is Huge.
This is a clip from my conversation with Julie Rodkin Grushoff. Julie is a mortgage broker. You can find her at mycclg.com. It comes as no surprise that not all divorces are created equal. While some divorces are collaborative and amicable, others are painful, accusatory, and may simply have you thinking, what the F? If you're co-parenting with an ex-spouse who abuses alcohol, this is a sobering reality. The folks at Soberlink want to help. Soberlink's alcohol monitoring system is the most convenient, reliable, and reasonable way for a parent to provide evidence that they are not drinking during parenting time. The system's real-time alerts, facial recognition, and tamper detection ensure the integrity of each test, so you can be confident that your kids are with a sober parent. With Soberlink,